Hey, how you guys doing? So this is Neil from masterpaintingnow.com. I want to show you guys a quick trick for getting skin tones. So once you get basic skin tones like this, I've talked about this in other videos. This is really easy to do. You just start with your basic skin tone, and to get that, it's just somewhere between yellow. You basically put it on orange, and then you just kind of go up here, something like that. And you can see that's pretty much where it was. Make sure it's desaturated by pulling it down a little bit, and that will give you about a base color like this. Then you just keep adding a little bit red and make it a little bit darker as you go down. You can see it gets a little bit redder, goes towards the redder, and gets darker as it goes down, right? In this case, we're going at an angle like this towards saturation. That gives you base colors to work with. I mainly only used this, a little bit of this for the shadowing, and then a little bit of this for like the lips and stuff, and then this dark color for in some places. Now, once you have that base down, before you add any detail and stuff, do this next trick. This is where the trick comes in. Take something, we're using PaintStorm Studio, but take whatever software you have. You can do something like this, Photoshop, whatever. I'm going to take a soft brush like this here, and then I'm going to go to my settings, and I'm going to make my brush itself paint with overlay or soft light. In this case, I'm going to use soft light. And as I'm using soft light, I'm going to use three different colors. I'm going to use this kind of fuchsia, almost red color right about there. I'm going to put this right around the nose area and a little bit in the cheeks. And just kind of rub it in like this. And then come up here to this kind of yellow color, make it more desaturated, and add all this to this upper forehead area. And for this bottom part, use more of a bluer color here. All down here in the neck, in this area. Now, at this stage, it looks kind of strange. That's fine. This will give you a base to work on top of. And then you just start painting on top of that with the different colors. So I'm going to put that back so I don't forget. These are my brushes. By the way, if you want to paint with PaintStorm, it's awesome. It's only $20. You own it for life. I'm actually working on some courses for them for the actual company. That's pretty cool. But anyway, if you want to download my brushes, they're free at masterpaintingnow.com. Just go to the newsletter part, the subscription part, and you don't have to actually subscribe. You'll just see the links are there to download the brushes, and I also have one to show you how to install them and everything. Neil Oil Main. This brush is awesome. I love painting with it. Now, once you have this, you can start taking some colors here. And, maybe take this kind of more skin color here and just kind of start painting around in different parts and start adding, little details here and there where they would be. I'm going to add this kind of darker color where her eyelashes and stuff would be. A little bit dark there where the nostrils would be. And then you can get smaller. I recommend always, work with bigger brushes and then get smaller as you move. As I move along, getting more toward the finished part of it, but start with big brushes at first. Maybe a little bit of light would show. I don't know, this would probably be darker. I'll leave that dark. This might catch a little bit of light. Over this would catch some light as well. It would then get darker as it came down this way. And so notice I'm kind of keeping some of the colors. I'm just picking some of the colors that are there, and some of them I'll be getting rid of, I kind of like this color in here. Looks pretty cool. I don't need as much, I don't need so much adding some shadow there into the actual eyes themselves. Use this darker color for the color of her eyes for now. Lips look cool. The nose would probably come down a little bit further like this. And then you'd have that little bit of part that comes up like that. I'm just kind of shaping the nose at this point. I'm going to kind of make all of this dipple one shade right now. Also, I have my pen set to color variation. So over here under color, here I have variation set, and this is all set to random. So each one set to random. I have saturation set, and I have the hue set just a little bit to variation. So if I do one color like this next to each other, make a bunch of strokes, you can see there's slight variation there. And that's really cool. It adds for some interesting effects when you're doing skin or just painting anything, really. So right now I'm working with a pretty small brush, but I probably should still be sticking to a big brush at this point, but I'm not going to yet. I'm going to just kind of, that should have been darker. There we go. This is going to be like a fast kind of, you know, sketchy painting here. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter on this side. Yeah, there we go. So basically I'm making the shadow on this side a little bit lighter. Good bit. The hair is kind of covering some of that. I don't think I want so much dark under the eyes here. I'm going to take a color kind of like that. We'll start kind of shaping this. Light would be hitting part of it, the other part would be a little bit darker, but I don't want it to be too dark, so something like that. What do you want to highlight? Because usually there's a little bit of light reaches on the inside there. I'm going to come up with this lighter color like that. There we go. Something like that. The nose would kind of blend out on both sides. So over time, you'll kind of just figure out, you know, what. I'll kind of go with more desaturated colors there. Some of this drawing I can start getting rid of. I think for the most part, I can probably get rid of it altogether. I'm going to go really small here, kind of just. I'll probably go with more of like a skin tone for that. I'm just going to kind of like loosely represent some eye makeup here. I like to act like I'm actually applying makeup kind of when I'm adding just a little bit of makeup. I'm going to kind of make her line up here just a little bit more pronounced and darker just by putting very light pressure, like so. Her eyebrows would also be a lot darker than this, I think. So we'll go with this color. I'm keeping that light color underneath though. I like to do that first, like just kind of add a light color first, maybe add just a little bit of detail for some of the hair here. As you can see, by starting, I think the highlight, I'm going to make this bigger again. I think this highlight might be a little bit bigger like that. Some of it should kind of hit. There's usually a piece of skin right there where highlights hit as well. Easy on both sides a little bit. I want to leave this a little bit shadowed in the lip, but I don't want it to be. I'm going to take this kind of lightest skin color I have, make it a little bit lighter. I want this side here to be lighter and this side, oops, here to be lighter where the, yeah, I'm going to kind of fade that out now. Oh, come on. There we go. So you can kind of see the indent right there. And usually there's a little milk line here. Like so. Anyway, and as you continue to work this, you can, maybe there's a little bit of highlight there. I'm just going to leave it dark. I'm going to just add just little highlights inside the eye. And this might even be darker actually, where you want the eyelashes to be. You can go with a slightly darker, almost black. Give her kind of brown eyes. Maybe just a couple. And there you have it. So it's a quick, easy trick you can do to get some color variation, into your portraits and stuff. And then from there you can, continue painting, and you can add, more. I want that brighter color over here as well because it's going to go into the, oops, that's too big. It's going to go into the eye right there. It's going to reflect off all this right here. This whole section usually gets more bright light. I don't know why it's, there we go. Variation. I don't know, something that wasn't very bright. I might just actually really pop this cheek out a little bit here on this side. Over there as well. Then I would come back. Oops. Oh, come on. I then have to come. See, it's like picking up other colors, but anyway, get the idea. Actually, all that would be kind of like, there we go. I have to go to my detailing brushes. These ones don't really move paint around. They just kind of add marks. I have another one too. I think this one does something similar. I want to kind of smooth that out there. And then I might, just take this and just lighten it all up just a little bit like that. So it's not so dark. And come back in here. I'm going to turn my sketch back on so I can come back here and just kind of and then I'm going to try to change the color of some of this up here. I get some of that highlight back. Let's get some of this color in there. To the bridge of the nose. Let's get rid of the sketch now again. I'm going to take more of this kind of skin tone here. Just some of the nose should be red, but some of it should be normal color or skin tones. These are my more yellowish skin tones up here. Kind of use some of those. Anyway, you continue to paint, and then you just see some of that underpainting there, is going to remain. And the underpainting is going to have those cool colors where you see the color separation. And you get more realistic skin tones. This was done very fast. Obviously it can look a lot better if you took more time with it. But for what it is, quick sketch type thing, I think it's pretty cool. This is moving a lot of paint around, so I'm trying not to move it too much. And then I might even, I'm going to give her more of a jaw right here like this. Kind of extend that out a little bit more. Get that more. There we go. Her nose is a little bit flat right now, so I think I might have to take this and just make it a little bit darker. right in here, and just kind of, just bring that bridge back just a little bit. Get that light color there. The other brush kind of got rid of a lot of my texture I had going on. I'm just trying to bring some of that back. The texture looks nice in the that looks about right. I'm trying to get some of those hard lines back. If you really need to, you can like use something like a pencil, and you can reintroduce some of those lines back by just, very lightly, just add a little bit of, grab some of that red, kind of come around like this. Add a little bit of texture. Just lightly touching up this side of the nose so it's not so dark, or light, because it shouldn't have, only maybe a little bit of highlight or something there, not much. Sometimes you can see little lines right here around the nostrils like that. And right up in here, you might see a little bit of light hit in here in the edge corner. Probably should use a lighter color for that, or a darker color, not so light, I meant to say. Right, anyway, and you can doodle with it. So for imagination, not bad. Came out kind of cute. Sometimes I don't do so much yellow for a female. For a male, it looks really good. Maybe make the highlights more yellow, but so that'd be like a highlight like this, up there. But don't let me see, don't use like yellow like I did in the beginning. Like just for the highlights up here, add like a little bit of yellow like that. But then, maybe make this still be more, orange, pinkish color like that. I don't like the overall structure right there. It just kind of doesn't look good. I'm trying to soften it up a little bit. Anyway, you get the idea. It's cool to add, a quick way to add some color variation to skin. And like I said, sometimes for the face, I'll just add the red, just a little bit around the nose and a little bit around the eyes, and maybe bottom of the cheeks, and that's it. And then a little bit of the blue to the bottom, not much, just a very little bit. And then just only to the highlights, add a little bit of yellow. Like don't add it to the dark side of the forehead and upper head, just the light side. So when you do it, you would add yellow like that, and then put it to overlay, and just barely hit the top of it. And then come back and start painting. Use some of the colors. Use some of these colors as well, and then use some of the new colors that you've created in the face. And that's pretty much it. And make sure the lips obviously are going to be more reddish, so always go back to the natural lip color when you're painting over it. Don't leave too much I think I left too much of the blue in the lips. So one thing you can do too is after you're all done, you can go, okay, that looks cool. And then you can go back to that brush. I'm going to use a fast circle brush here. I'm going to set it back to overlay or soft light. And then I'm going to grab this kind of like red color here, and just, you can make the lips more red. You can even bring the nose out more red, make a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatever. Mainly the lips, and then maybe just a little bit on some of the under part of the eyes there if you wanted to. Maybe some of the hair you want it to be a little bit redder. Then you can go, what would it look like if all this was more red? Just to get a quick, just a quick view. Maybe just have a little bit more red on that side. And then take the yellow. What I meant by the yellow is after you have the yellow selected, just hit the bright sides of the face, where the light's hitting. And just make that a little bit yellow. And then after that, you can come in and doodle some more and get to the final product. So once you're here, then you can come in and get all the, and add all the detail if you want a very detailed painting and add all the final details in there. But now the colors are working nicely. And then finally, I'm going to take this color and we're going to go with bright here. I'm just using my pencil tool because it's the easiest one to add this kind of detail. Like that. Maybe a little bit of highlight hits some parts of the lip here. Mainly it's going to be right here though. And sometimes it almost makes like little lines, as you can see the little grooves. Something like that. That's why I went overkill on some of that. My main brush, I'm just going to kind of lightly just add a little bit of light right there to that bottom lip. And there we have it. If you want to get any of my courses to learn how to either digitally paint or learn how to draw the human figure from imagination for things like animation or cartoons or comic books where you need to learn how to draw the human figure quickly and from imagination is fantastic, then check out my courses at masterpaintingnow.com. Hey, but all you have to do to show your appreciation is just like this video. Just hit the like button, it only takes you a second. And I know a lot of people just don't. Sometimes I forget to do it when I like a video. So if you did like this video, please do me a favor. Just take a second, smash the like button. I'd appreciate it. All right, I'll see you next time.